I know what you're thinking. It's a Megan Fox movie. That's always a guarantee of cinematic quality.
We can finish this.
Welcome to Gut Reactions. If you want a quick spoiler-free review, then you have come to the right place. And today we are reviewing the wholly original, never been done before film with a completely unique title, Rogue.
It's an animal out there and it's hunting us.
Move, Mary-Ellen, there's 2 people behind you.
I'm sorry.
It was written and directed by MJ Bassett, who is known for such cinematic landmarks as Death Watch and Silent Hill Revelations. Also, she's done some TV as well, which is, some of the TV she's done is kind of cool. And it was co-written by Isabel Bassett, who wrote... just this. But she did act in Solomon Kane from 2009. So... that's something. Wait, no, I don't remember that movie. Do you remember that? No, I've got a feeling I don't really want to watch it either. Megan Fox leads a group of mercenaries on a mission to save Greta Thunberg from a terrorist who is a North London chav version of DJ Khaled.
You wanna take what's mine?
Shockingly, the mission goes wrong and the team are forced to hide in an abandoned farm where they are besieged by a rogue lion. There's also, in what is presumably a shout out to the film from like 10 years ago, which is also called Rogue, about a crocodile in Australia, a far better movie, I might say. There's also a crocodile death scene. I wouldn't have made that reference because this film is just garbage. It stars Megan Fox. Usually in this part of my reviews, I reference the people that have their names on the poster because, they're the stars. But Megan Fox is the only name on the poster, which tells you the quality of acting that's going to be on display here. Yeah. I'm sure the Academy will be calling any day. No, not at all. There is a moment in this where they're in the farmhouse and it's like a quiet moment before all the shit kicks off, and it's supposed to be this great dramatic reveal of the trauma that several of the characters have gone through, and it is so poorly handled and so badly set up that when it and just so badly acted that when it happens, I laughed out loud. I mean, there are only 3 people in the cinema, but I felt a bit bad that I'd kind of ruined the movie experience for other people. But it was just so funny. It's supposed to be this huge drama and this huge emotional moment to give weight to all of the characters, and I mean, like, Megan Fox even looked like she was kind of trying not to laugh. And if you can think of a worse actress to portray the part of a mercenary leading a team of soldiers than Megan Fox, I'd like to hear it, because I can't think of one. Throughout this movie, she has perfect makeup. There's like some blood splatters that like go here or here. She's got like a burn mark on her arm here, and there's like some blood here as well. But this section of her face stays absolutely unblemished and perfect at all times. It's like she's got the lippy, the foundation, and it looks like she's wearing false eyelashes. I apologise if you're not. But it's just it's proper like film star moment. It's just, and it took me out of the film because I was looking at that and I was just thinking, she's wearing quite a lot of makeup for a soldier. Not that a soldier can't wear makeup. I'm sure some do. I'm not necessarily sure that they do in the middle of a firefight or on a mission. But I mean, maybe. I've never been a soldier. What do I know? I'm just a fat dude with a beard talking about movies on the internet. So, maybe. But it seemed distracting to me. A writer with little to no experience and a director most famous for making below average, underwhelming horror. This film is exactly what you think it would be. The script isn't interested in developing characters or any kind of interesting story, really. It's more interested in giving speeches about what we should care about and what's going wrong in the world. And sometimes its social commentary is kind of beating you over the head. And it's like, it's nothing new or revelatory. We get a toxic manhood speech. We get a women can be tough speech. We get a my country never wanted me because of my skin colour speech. We get a my country hates me for my religion speech. Incidentally, that speech is made by a man who moments later, not even 5 minutes later in the movie, admits that the whole religious aspect of his character is total bullshit. He doesn't actually care about any of that, and everything he does is just about money. He portrays himself as a zealot, gives the whole speech about how religion's super important and my country never loved me because of who I am and the God I worship, and then just immediately undermines the whole thing. Hang on, maybe this is super intelligent. Maybe it's making the statement that people that preach about that on social media are actually just full of BS. Maybe. No, I don't think the film's that clever. We get a few poaching is bad speeches. We get a big one about hunting is bad. Oh, and we get at least a couple of nature is wonderful and beautiful moments. My favourite of which is what I will call the majestic elephant scene, which is not as poignant as the director thinks it is. You may find all of this admirable, and it could have been. There's nothing wrong with having a message in your film. But the speeches are so ham-fisted, written so poorly, and come out of nowhere. There's no real build-up to it. There's no real point in what they're saying. That it just seems cynical, shallow, and empty. It feels more like they're concerned with the characters making a statement about all of the current social talking points. But it just makes the whole script seem insincere and disingenuous. And that then robs after the final scene, just before the credits roll, a paragraph comes up on the screen talking about illegal lion farms in South Africa. And I don't know, maybe that's a huge problem. I presume it is. Okay, fair enough. Give me something to sign, I'll sign for it. Ask me to donate to a charity, I'd donate to it, because it's awful. But that comment is robbed of any sort of meaning or weight just by the sort of shallow token gesture speeches that have gone on through the movie. The action is really badly handled, and quite amusingly so. This film is like a shit Commando without any charisma. The story starts with an assault on a hut that's in the middle of nowhere, and the shootout is just absurd, and then it's followed by a car chase that is ridiculous. They're going over bumpy terrain, but occasionally the soldiers will pull off a perfect headshot whilst the car is bumping up and down all over the place. And then the camera pans away and you see one of the bad guys' cars 5 meters away from the good guys' cars, and the good guys' cars has got no armor or protection. It's literally just a Jeep. It's completely open, and the guy is firing an AK at what is almost point blank range, and he hits nothing. And after this, every action scene just gets worse, with more nonsensical moments, more ridiculous shots. The absurdity, it becomes laughable. By about halfway through this movie, I was laughing a lot. One of the shootouts later on, literally, you'll get 3 bad guys run out into the open and kind of stand there waiting to be shot so that Megan Fox can come up and be like, pew, 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 and then they fall down. And meanwhile, Megan Fox is out completely in the open as well with no cover. And so it's that 80s movie action thing, but it's just Megan Fox has got no charisma. Well, that's not fair. She does sometimes, but it requires a better director and a better script than this to get that out of her. The soldiers all say things that a 10-year-old would think soldiers saying would sound cool. None of them are the least bit concerned that there are bullets flying everywhere. They're all sort of like... There's at least a couple of moments where one of them tries to make a diversion, where they literally just sort of step out from their cover and be like, whoa! Whoa! And then dart back in behind a tree or a car or something. And it's like, dude, you're a professional soldier. And there's like constant gunfire. You're fighting a superior number of foes. And what are you doing? They stopped to have like a joke about... let's go through the door on 3. Do you mean on 3 or 1, 2, 3, then go? Which, number one, is a really old joke anyway. And but it's not delivered with any real meaning. It's just not funny. In fact, it feels like they're trying to have kind of lively banter in the action scenes. Bit like a Marvel movie, say. But just nothing they say is funny. It's just all deadpan delivery. And just lacks any kind of... Well, I've said it many times already, but it just lacks any sort of charisma. Also, while I'm shitting on the action scenes, every single dead body in this movie can be seen breathing. Every single one. Just change the angle. Or maybe do another take. Just WTF to that is all I can say. When I saw the first guy doing it, I thought, fair enough, occasionally you have a slip up. But when we got to the fifth guy... who's just lying there, and they're like, oh, he's dead, he's just been mauled by a lion, and he's like, and you're like, whoa, dude, just, hold your breath for like 2 seconds. But we have a rogue lion. Surely that's got to be cool, right? I mean, they've been doing monster movies for ages, and ever since Jaws, there's been that kind of like psycho nature animal kind of thing. Surely there's loads of like references they could pull out, so that at least that wouldn't... I mean, how hard can that be? Well, in an attempt to make that as bad as the rest of the film, I feel like the director created a time machine and went back to 1993 to get CGI artists to work on... Oh no, hang on, Jurassic Park came out in 93, didn't it? Wow. The CGI in this is kind of like... It's more like Tron level. The first Tron, obviously. Or the Lawnmower Man. Have you seen that? It's like the VR sequences in that. She's terrible. It feels like it's about 5 renders away from actually being finished. So either like they ran out of money, or, the pandemic kind of like stopped them working and they thought, it'll be alright. But it's not alright. It's kind of ridiculous. The lion is jerky. Like really bad stop motion in places. Like it's missing a couple of frames of movement almost. Speaking of the lion, surely there's some tension there. They're out in the jungle in the middle of the night. No, all of the animal attacks are telegraphed about an hour before they happen. They might as well have like a neon subtitle at the bottom of the screen, just being like, there will be an animal attack in 3, 2, 1, now. Because just that's how obvious it is.
Some lions go rogue. She likes to kill.
How do you know it's a she?
Females are the true killers.
Have you seen South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut? You know when Kenny tries to light his fart on fire and Cartman's response is to put out the fire by hitting Kenny with a stick? There's a scene in this film that reminded me of that because there is a crocodile attack or an alligator attack. I'm not like a big biology guy, whatever the crocodile animal is in Africa. It attacks and it totally kills the person that it attacks. Incidentally, if you don't see that attack coming from the moment the scene starts, you're not paying attention, which I could understand. You may well have fallen asleep by that point, or laughed so hard you might need to go to the toilet. I don't know. But when that crocodile attacks, one of the soldiers has a pistol in his holster, and instead he starts hitting the crocodile with a big stick, and it's really funny because it just looks ridiculous. It looks really absurd. And there's a guy next to him shooting the crocodile with his pistol, and this guy's got a stick. That's really... In fact, the soldier with the stick, watch him throughout because he is comedy gold. His ham acting is just hilarious. Nobody stopped at any point in this movie and went, dude, just Maybe not all the way to 11. Maybe just down to 7, perhaps. No, this film is garbage. I see Razzies in this film's future. That's going to be a fun game, isn't it? I can look back in January or whenever the Razzies are announced and find out whether I was right. That should be interesting. But to be fair, it did make me laugh quite a lot. So, you know, maybe it gets like the nomination for Best Comedy. I don't know. Maybe. You know, I think the best it can hope for is that, like, Megan Fox wins another Teen Choice Award for Most Kissable. Was it that? Teen Choice Awards are always something stupid, aren't they? No, don't waste your time. Don't go watch it. Maybe if it's free on TV one day, and you've got nothing better to do, the remote control is like the other side of the room. It would be a mission to have to get up off the sofa and go get it. That film comes on. Just let it play, because you'll probably have a laugh. But it's the worst film I've seen in the cinema for quite a while. So that was my review for Rogue. I hope you enjoyed it. If you agree with me, tell me in the comments. If you disagree with me, tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Check out us on social media. And I will see you next time on Popcorn Dreams.